Yes, 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 yes. This is me, Hudson George. Tonight, very kind of late, but I'm doing a live. The reason why I'm doing the live, well, the carnival is over in Grenada. But, I see some latest news development in Grenada with the American government and the Grenada government. America is trying to put some kind of a visa restriction on Grenadian government officials. Well, the old people say two wrong don't make a right. Now, all extremist movements are not good, whether they left or they right. I wouldn't support anything extremist right or anything extremist left in the interest of Grenada. Now, Grenada is a little dot on the map. It's not a big place, it's a little country. Geographically, it's important. We can say Grenada is a South American island in the Caribbean, or English South American island. We can call it a Latino populated island because Grenada was not colonized by the Spanish in terms of bringing a population. The Spanish had once claimed it, but they didn't colonize it into a slave colony. It's the French did it. Then the British came and took it over. But really, Grenada is a Caribbean island close to South America. It's a South American island in the Caribbean. Now, we experience left-wing politics in Grenada, ultra left-wing politics. It wasn't good. We talk about dictatorship and so. I don't support no right-wing dictatorship or no left-wing dictatorship politics. So America presently is more into what you call a ultra right-wing politics. Now, Grenada itself is supposed to be a democracy. And America have American political history. The rulers of America or the society was the people who founded America, they were colonizers. In the case of Grenada, the people in Grenada presently, they are children of slaves and a small minority of indentured servants from. So the descendants of slaves that make up the majority of the population, they come from West Africa, mainly. A small amount come from Central Africa too, but over 90-something odd percent, 90 odd percent are West African captive descendants, children of slaves, right? And then you have the mixed race people, the children of the colonizers are mixed with the African or the East Indian, whatever. The indentured was East Indians. We had some Portuguese who came out as in the Caribbean as indentured, but most of them moved to Trinidad. And they opened little shops in Grenada. They didn't work on the plantation, right? Right? Because they're more classified as white people. Also in history, it is said some Portuguese was slave hunters. Runaway, they used to help to catch runaway slave. So my point is, the history of America is a country that colonized other people. The treatment of black people in America is not good, and was not good. There is racism over there. Now we have a new government in the United States and a government in Grenada. We could call it new, 3 years old. The government of Grenada celebrate 3 months in June, June 20, 23rd or 22nd or something. 23rd, in June 23rd, they celebrated 3 years in power. Why is the American government now don't even have a year yet? But the American government policy globally is tough on countries. Tariff and trade tariff. If I live in Canada, we feeling the American pressure. Donald Trump pressure. Now, little Grenada was at that. We had a problem with the Reagan administration. Reagan was a right-winger, but not as right-winger as Donald Trump. But he will invade you. And he was not hard on immigrants as Donald Trump. Now we elect a government in Grenada. The same way Donald Trump was not known politically when he won the first term in the United States presidential election. He did 1 term and he was voted out after. He was unknown politically. Some people say he was a Democrat before. And they say he became ambitious to be a president when Obama became president of the United States. That's what some analysts, people who study politics say. Right? Now, in the case of our new Prime Minister in Grenada, he was not known to politics. We didn't know him. Right? He come forward, take over a party that was not doing well politically. And the opposing party was the one in power. Their rule is to beat up the party that our present Prime Minister lead to victory. Now, voters didn't know Dick Mitchell. But the first move he make, he start driving on the left-hand side of the road. Whilst we know Reagan, Donald Trump is on the right-hand side of the road. So 2 of them, one riding in Grenada, we have a new Prime Minister who is close to extremist left. And Donald Trump is an extremist right. Extremist. Grenada is a little country with black people. We don't have no nuclear weapon. We don't have no machinery. We say we don't make machine. We're not industrious to that point. Right? First mistake Dick Mitchell make was with the October 19th, with the Maurice Bishop. The day Maurice Bishop died, October 19, 1983, telling Grenadian people it's some kind of secret. Now, that was the first mistake he made. Well, Donald Trump doing a lot of crazy things, but he have nuclear weapon. America is the richest country in the world with dangerous weapons. Right? America, Russia, China, these countries, they got weapons and they got money. Grenada is a little cockroach country. We don't have nothing big. The question is is it Grenada going back to Cold War politics again? And how we get how we get there? How we get there and why we get there? We don't need to be into this global conflict. I know the educated guys go say, oh, we independent and we should do this and that. Number one, you're black. Two, you don't have technology. University degrees and your ideology cannot save you from American imperialism, or Russian imperialism, or whoever imperialism. We as a little country, we haven't learned. Maurice Bishop tackle the big tack. The old men kill him and them America invade. We have an unknown prime minister now who looking more to the left. Now we type in this America-Cuba business again. Cuba is a white country. Grenada is a little cacarass black country. America is a racist country. Why should we get ourselves in this kind of politics? Haven't we learned? Growing up in the 70s, we were young and some of us had left-wing political ideology. Nothing wrong in being a left-winger. I'm not a right-winger. Right? But I don't support extremist left politics because when I talk to left-wing Grenadian political left-wing, to me they are idiots because they don't reason properly. They will kill you for ideology. Tell you you should dead if you don't support the ideology. Same with the right-wing politics in the US. They don't care. They care about their interests. So you should dead too in their way. So why we as Grenadians, why we want to get into these Cold War politics with big powers? I always say again to it, I'm glad I travel. Now, if Haiti have 12 million people, Cuba have about 11 million people, almost 12. Haiti have 12 million people. Now, I could bet if the majority of people in Haiti in Cuba was black, like in Haiti, the Europeans would not help them in Cuba. America mightn't like Cuba politically, but Canada do business in Cuba. And the European Union or the European Union, they do business in Cuba. Majority of Cuba is white people. So I don't think we, as a little black cacarass nation, should get involved in this America-Cuba politics. I think we should. And we shouldn't support America in wrongdoing either. But we shouldn't be sacrificing Grenada for Cuba because we see what Cuba did in Grenada. They build more jail, they jail people, and now Maurice Bishop, people dead. Bishop lock up the people who accept him in a political party and give him leadership, he jail them, he kill them. At my age now, you think I want to live in that in Grenada again? And also, I don't want to live in American system either too. Because in America, there's a lot of guns, people killing each other. There is no health care, there is no this, that. So in my opinion, none of them no good for me. You understand? So I don't see why Grenada should be getting into those kind of politics again. We should be away from that. Just trade with everybody. and nobody do have to sanction you here, and nobody do have to sanction you there. And then again, I wouldn't say that the American is right to do what they're doing to Grenada, but as Grenadian, we could see the sign coming instead of we following the leader. We never question who, only a few of us, even me, I get blows, who is advising Dick Mitchell and how he heard moving him in that direction. I did live on referendum already. As I said, I don't want to stick on that. If we had to move up King Charles, move King Charles out through referendum. We're doing things in a kind of vice way. Loopholes to change certain clause in Constitution. Right? You having former PRG people close to you. You know them and the American had the beef already. And some of them like Chihuahua dogs. Only backing yow, yow, yow. Imperialist. When time to come, we can face those battles. You have two left-wing political organizations in Grenada that come from the PRG. One was kicked out of outside the NNP party after they were kicked out from the NDC party because they and the other group are left fighting for who will get the NDC party. They moved to the NNP party, which the NNP leader was wrong to take them to. Right? Because from there on, I tell the NNP, why are you taking these people into your party? You don't know, they kick them out. They have a movement out. Now, in politics, politicians does go to bed with anybody. We don't know where the movement is now, but we know they left too. And they could be extremists too. Now you have the NDC in the hands of extremists left too. And then you're dealing with Donald Trump now in America, who is an next character again, an extremist right. And we as a little country now, we find ourselves in Cuba-Grenada crossway again. What kind of thing going on? And how we get there? We don't need to go back to this kind of politics. And then you have a man who committed one of the most heinous crime in Grenada, attacking law and changing constitution. I just wait for time to say my thing. So with that knowing Grenadian like to talk. We don't know who talking to Donald Trump in the back door too. He could be all those things going on. We don't know. So how can you build a country when you have people fighting for political power and at the end of the day, the masses go suffer? So if when we had this new government come in power, if we didn't move in left, where you going left? You don't have to go left, you don't have to go right. Deal with everybody. And we won't be in that thing. Because what's going on in the United States with the United States present government is not beautiful too. But then you live in a little 2x4 island and you want to bomb in big politics. What is the consequences? What are we going to get from that? We have nothing to get from that. Now, I used to be on Facebook doing a discussion with, I know some of them was former PRG supporters, but then these people, they're not different from Donald Trump. They're just on the left. Just how Donald Trump is on the right. They are extremists. We don't need no extremist politics. I don't support no right-wing politics, no ultra-left, no ultra-right politics. So, Grenada, how did we get there? Until news this evening saying America saying talking about Cuban doctors and so. Well, the American might just using that as an excuse now, based on what they observe going on in Grenada in terms of policies or who they're talking to in Grenada. Because we never had those problems before. You understand? We didn't have it before. And we don't need to get ourselves in cow-belly crossway in big power politics. Or don't be like eggs in rockstone dance. Mouse don't fight with the elephant. Right? How we get there? What we gonna get from that? Our brothers in Haiti suffering. 19 Haitian land in Grenada when the NDC government come in power and they send them back. I find that was funny. I find that was bad. Now I see we moving left. You didn't help your Haitian brother. You know they're suffering because of racism and imperialism. Now you fighting imperialism. Or you leaning to the left, but you didn't help your Haitian brother. You understand? So I don't know what's going on, you know. So I'm asking the question, how do we get there? And is it we going back to Cold War politics again? We don't need this crap. And I always tell Grenadian, you must pick up. Now, Mr. Man, are those sittings. If you check the lives and them are doing in the past, are those sittings, you know. Yeah, we got to be careful, man. Anyway, this is me, Hudson George. I go on in. I go on till I come again.